Yo, what's going on, guys? And we're hearing that Dejounte Murray is very likely going to be traded. The Lakers are interested. He is a Clutch Sports client, so just know that does carry weight. Yeah, that's the right way to say it. So Adrian Wojnarowski gave his update on NBA Today, talking about the trade availability of Atlanta Hawks guard Dejounte Murray. The fit didn't work, and that Murray, who just signed a contract, is kind of the point of attack defender, even though he's not. Everyone's in the media is talking about he's still the defender that he used to be. He's not. He's better than your average basketball player in the NBA, but he's not like defensive player of the year, arguably, type guy anymore. But the Lakers would have to give up a first round pick in the deal and or Jalen Hood-Schifino, Max Christie, maybe even Austin Reeves. But the other teams are the Knicks, who are unlikely because CAA is Leon Rose's agency and their rivals, Clutch Sports. San Antonio, unlikely. They don't have the assets that the Hawks want. The Heat are dog horses, so are the Sixers and Pistons. Murray's makes 18 this year, and then it jumps to 25.5 in the first year for 114 $4 million extension. I want to hear your thoughts. The rest of the video is going to be reporting we've already done. So we're talking about Dejounte Murray a lot this week. We knew the Knicks and Lakers were already interested in him, with the Lakers being the Clutch Sports connection with LeBron James. The Knicks, though, unlikely because the agency that Leon Rose used to work with, CAA, is the rival of Clutch Sports. But if Dejounte Murray forces the hand, they will work with that deal. There's also a dark horse of the Spurs. We're hearing that the Miami Heat, Pistons, and Sixers are all interested in Dejounte Murray. And exactly what we're hearing right now is the first report we're hearing that from Jake Fisher, that considering the possibility that Zach LaVine, whom the Chicago Bulls have tried to move this summer, is not getting much trade interest. It seems like the most likely person to be traded is Dejounte Murray, who's going to probably be traded. The Hawks are cheap. They tried to regain the draft assets they gave up in when they overpaid for him. And the Hawks appeared to be determined to trade Dejounte Murray by the deadline, and he's been discussed in already several trade scenarios amongst teams. The Lakers, the Knicks, the Sixers, the Heat, Detroit. We've heard that the Lakers might be willing to give up Austin Reeves as if the Hawks give up more assets. So I personally think a Lakers deal will be Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, or Jalen Hood-Schifino with a pick or no pick. While another deal, if Austin Reeves is in there, maybe like DeAndre Hunter and other players in there from there. The Knicks would probably do a Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, and picks, maybe Jericho Sims in there. The Sixers would probably do a deal around, my assumption is, this is where it gets a little, I think the Hawks would want Tobias Harris, but the Sixers would probably offer either a combination of Marcus Morris and or Robert Covington, Nick Batum with picks. I don't know. While a deal from the Heat could be picks with Kyle Lowry and a young guy like Nikola Jovic, while the Detroit Pistons could send Joe Harris, Kelly Hayes, maybe even Jaden Ivey, something like that in a deal. And I said the San Antonio Spurs, they have a bunch of guys like Devontae Graham, Zach Collins, Doug McDermott, Jetty Osman, Keldon Johnson, Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, combination of salary cap fillers and young players that could interest the Hawks. And we've heard that the Brooklyn Nets do not appear to be actively pursuing him. But the problem with the Spurs is that they don't have any players that the Atlanta Hawks would be believed to be looking in. So the Spurs and Nets have been ruled out. I personally believe the Lakers, because of the Clutch Sports connection, is the most likely. The Heat could be the ones that go after him because the deal he signed 4 years, $114 million extension last offseason, which begins next year, is considered a really good value contract, with the new second apron tax environment coming into play next season. So let me hear your thoughts on that one, guys.
So Dejounte Murray is going to get traded is what we're hearing. The Atlanta Hawks are actively exploring all Dejounte Murray trade options, according to Mark Stein of the Stein Line. Before we continue today's video, I want to hear your thoughts down below. Are you an Atlanta Hawks fan? And what's your thoughts of Dejounte Murray being traded 1 year after they acquired him? And the reason they're trading him is that his fit with Trae Young is questionable. And B, the thing is they don't like paying the luxury tax. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get right into it. Sources with knowledge of the Hawks think indicated Friday that Atlanta is actively exploring all Dejounte Murray trade possibilities that could well dissolve Murray's backcourt partnership with Trae Young after just a season and a half together. And B, Atlanta is determined to, as one source described it, build around Trae Young and Jalen Johnson going forward under new coach Quinn Snyder. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers are showing interest in Dejounte Murray. According to Austin Krell and Chris B. Haynes, the Sixers and Lakers are amongst the teams to have registered interest in Dejounte Murray ahead of the trade deadline. Now, a Dejounte Murray deal from the Lakers would probably be revolving around Gabe Vincent and Rui Hachimura and a first-round pick. And the Lakers are more likely than the Sixers, while a deal for the Sixers would probably revolve around either Tobias Harris or a combination of Nick Batum and Robert Covington. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. And let's get into the rest of the reporting.
Yo, what's going on, guys? We are hearing that Dejounte Murray may no longer be an Atlanta Hawks in the future. So, you guys remember he signed an extension this offseason. So, he is unable to be traded until, I believe, January 9th or 15th, something like that. But basically, Mark Stein of the Stein Line reports that the Hawks are expected to explore the trade market for Dejounte Murray heading towards the NBA's trade deadline for the 2023-24 season. He signed a 4-year, $120 million extension. That's $30 million a year on average. And he's currently making $19.9 this season. Now, the Hawks are, I think the 10th or 11th seed as we make this video. And there's a growing skepticism around the organization and around the league that Dejounte Murray and Trae Young are a complementary backcourt fit. And given their struggles, Atlanta might want to recoup the 3 first-round picks and 1 pick swap they gave up to San Antonio in exchange for Murray. And Murray is represented by Clutch Sports, who is a Rich Paul client. Now, we have heard, and I made another video talking about the fact that we know that the Lakers have interest in Dejounte Murray. And part of the reason why I think the Hawks could be trading Dejounte Murray is we all know Hawks owner Tony Ressler is cheap, and he does not want to pay for the luxury tax. And they're currently almost $11 million under the tax. But next season, with Murray's contract kicking in and Onyeka's coming around the corner, you have a luxury tax bill potentially if you keep this team together. So my thought is Dejounte Murray's trade value right now is at its highest that they could, because he's on a 5-year deal. He's under contract till 2027. That's insane. That's 4 years. I'm not the best at math. But what I personally believe is it's in their best interest if they want to say this is a gap year. And, we've already heard Clint Capella and DeAndre Hunter could be on their way out. This could be a year that, obviously, Trae Young's the focal point. Looks like Jalen Johnson and Onyeka Okongwu are in that plan for the future as, 3 guys that they like. So, if a guy like Mr. Dejounte Murray isn't a part of that future, let's trade him now when I believe his trade value is at its highest. For me, when I look at this, who are teams that could trade for him? If I'm the Miami Heat, this is a guy that I'm looking at. Now, who would you give up? It's got to be Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, and Nikola Jovic, and maybe a pick as the starting offer. We know the Philadelphia 76ers aren't focused on trading for Zach LaVine, so all the teams we thought that were interested in Zach LaVine, maybe they're interested in Dejounte Murray. I think that's something that needs to be put out there. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Who would you go after? I think it's definitely something to keep in mind. So Mr. Clutch Sports represented Dejounte Murray is allegedly drawing interest from the Los Angeles Lakers. And he's only making $19 million this season, but he signed a 4-year, $120 million extension, keeping him under contract through 2027. And the Hawks are opening up exploratory trade discussions for Dejounte Murray, as he's someone they like, but there's skepticism around the organization that the fit with him, Trae Young, works. So I've thought, this is actually something the Lakers could do, because first off, the way you could convince the Hawks to give you Dejounte Murray is he can't be traded till like January 9 or 19th, something like that, because he got signed an extension this offseason. Same goes for the duo of Russell and Hachimura. So this would have to be like a deadline deal. And my whole thought is the Hawks are known for the Hawks owner is known for being like super cheap type of guy, that he's going to do whatever he can to avoid paying for the luxury bill if he can. And my thought is that if you can get him for like, I don't know what would be a bargain, is trying to offer a combination of D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura might not convince them, but they're saving and if they send over DeAndre Hunter, a package, Dejounte Murray and DeAndre Hunter, obviously this is a win for the Lakers and a loss for the Hawks, but the Hawks should be saving money. And I don't think this is the deal that would happen, but I think the framework of this deal for people understanding is, okay, the Hawks love to save money. So if the Hawks can figure out to save money and the Lakers can give them players that they value, maybe like a combination of Max Christie and do you think they'd give up Jalen Hood-Schifino? So like Max Christie, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, or Gabe Vincent, some package like that. Like not all those guys, just a combination of those guys. I think are the only tradable pieces that the Lakers would give up for Dejounte Murray and somebody else, albeit it would have to be a combination of either like AJ Griffin, who I don't think this current regime very much values. I don't think they care for Bruno Fernando or Garrison Matthews. I'm trying to think, but like there are some. I mean, really, DeAndre Hunter really fits there well. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you're a Lakers fan, what would you do? If you're a Hawks fan, what would you accept? But yeah,